All right, I'm here with Haywood Highsmith of the Heat. So I wanted to ask you a couple of questions here before Game 3. So Games 1 and 2 were very different, obviously, without Jimmy Butler. You guys were kind of executing different game plans on defense. There was a whole lot of zone in the last game, and I think you guys executed it pretty well. You kept them from getting into the rim. And I was thinking about it, and it's kind of a similar game plan to what you guys do when you're in man. Is it kind of a thing where you're trying to execute the same goal, but just in a different way when it comes to the zone, where you're trying to wall them off the paint, get the open guys to take the shots? And what are the differences in, the man game plan of walling them off the paint versus the zone?
Yeah, I think in zone, we just give them a different look. Not let them, get too much in the paint, driving. Knicks are pretty much an attacking team. We got Brunson, they're a good attacker. Barrett and Randall, three good attackers. So we're just trying to keep them out the paint. We can take contested jump shots. Pretty much the zone is for. And out of the zone, a big key probably is you got to box out rebound because when we're in the zone, you don't have a man, so you got to find a guy to hit. But in the zone, just pretty much give them a different look and just make it hard for them to score.
And the other thing that obviously changed between Game 1 and Game 2 was Randall coming back. You mentioned it, him, Barrett, Brunson, all attackers, all lefty. We're going to try to beat you going to the left hand. And you guys obviously have adjusted between Games 1 and 2. But outside of just trying to get them from getting to their spots, what else is it about the Knicks that presents problems? Is it just the offensive rebounds? You're trying to turn them over, even though they're a team that doesn't turn the ball over a lot. Is it just, get the guys off their spots and get them to play basketball, no transition, and go from there?
I think with the Knicks, always definitely got to get back, and definitely offensive rebound, like you said. Other than that, I think just trying to keep them out the paint, try to get them different, like I said earlier, and try to have guys do what they want to do. Obviously they got three good left-handed players. But Randall does like to go right, so we got to try to force him, just to use kind of his left hand as well. So I think with the Knicks, just the big keys, obviously, like I said, obviously rebounds, transition, protect the paint, and just keeping it solid with defense.
A lot of fans have noticed your impact in the time that you played in these playoffs, whether versus the Bucks or now versus the Knicks. You've obviously been making your way throughout this rotation, throughout this season. What do you feel about what you're doing out there? What else you can bring out there and the type of role you're trying to fill? You're the forward that everybody has kind of been looking for. There's fans have been clamoring for the Heat to add another forward with missing PJ Tucker, and it feels like you've talked about it before. You're trying to fill into that role, and I think people have noticed your defensive impact, the way that you can go and make those open threes that PJ was making. Is there something of that where he's kind of a blueprint for the role that you're playing now?
Yeah, last year I watched a lot of PJ when I was here. Had a couple of talks with him and stuff, and just trying to pick his brain, pick his mind, and see what he does, as far as on the court, and just his effort and his dog mentality. And I appreciate all the fans for thinking that I'm a guy that should get before whatever. But for me, it's just going in there and just helping the team however I can, whether it's guarding best players, rebounding, hitting some open shots, going to dirty work, setting screens, diving on loose balls, deflections, whatever I got to do to help the team win. I've always been a team first guy, so whatever I got to do, I do to help the team win.
And the last question was, with two teams that are really kind of hell-bent on keeping guys out of the paint, and two teams that really give up a lot of threes when you go, compared to other teams. Not to simplify everything, but how much of the kind of the game-by-game stuff ends up with who ends up having the better shooting night because of the way that both teams defend, where they're giving up more threes and stuff in the paint. And, it's been a conversation with the way that you guys' three-point shooting as a team has come back up during these playoffs after some struggles throughout the season. Where do you see that as far as the way it's gone so far, and how much of it depends on shooting? And is that a little bit overstated? How do you feel about it?
I think it's a little bit of both. Shooting obviously matters because both of these teams are protected paint teams, defensive teams. We're going to always play defense first. So some of these games and these series are going to be in the mud, like Coach always says. Like, it's going to be low-scoring games. It's going to be about who can get certain 50-50 balls and rebounds and stuff like that. Like I said earlier, so. I think shooting is definitely a part of it. But obviously if you have a good shooting night, you have a great chance of winning the game. And then if you don't, but you can, we won games this year when we haven't shot the ball well at all, but we won't find other ways to win. So, I think we can win like that in this series as well. But obviously, great shooting nights helps you win in the series as well. So, it's a little bit of both, I think.
All right. Appreciate it, man.